Yes, world videos. We're back in Torrevieja. We're going to be taking a walk along Torrevieja on the Costa Blanca up to Playa Los Locos beach, and we're going to talk about what crazy things are happening in the news this week. We've got some really crazy stuff about bars closing, about all this beach bar delay and everything like that, all to do with Spain, and it's absolutely nuts. And we're going to go along the coast and we're going to talk about all this stuff. Just before we get on to the news about the proposal about shutting bars and restaurants at 1 o'clock in the morning, just here where the harbour is, as you can see, this big complex that's been going on now for over a year, they reckon by July the underground car park's going to be ready for up to 700 cars. So yeah, that's coming along quite well. As you can see, the foundation's done, but we're going to be walking right along. There's a big race going on today as well in Torrevieja, a running race, so plenty of people out and about. 11 o'clock in the morning. A little bit chilly. Last few days we've had a bit of gale force winds, but the sun is peeping back out and we're back in 20 degrees, so we're not going to grumble. And next week we're going to creep back up to 24, 25. So yeah, they're talking about this proposal, this minister, about closing the bars at 1 o'clock in the morning to cut back on the hours all this workers are working on in these bars and restaurants. But the publicans are up in roar about this kind of proposal. The Labour Minister, Yolanda Diaz, is the one that's proposing for these cutbacks, and they want all the bars and restaurants to start closing at 1 o'clock because they think that's long enough. But the opposing party are saying it's not going to be a good idea because of the tourist trade. You know, they like these places to be open a lot later. So that's going on at the moment. So she's lobbying for these bars to be closed. And meanwhile, they're talking about come next year, the working hours are going to be cut back as well. So yeah, the Spanish government is wanting to reduce these hours, 4 hours a week. And they want them cut back to 37.5 hours a week, and push down this 48-hour week down to 38.5 hour week, and then next year get it down to 37.5 hour week. So yeah, there's not a lot of work being done as it is. Let alone cut back from 40 to 38.5 and then finish next year on 37.5. And talk about hours of the week, we've got the same old problem here with the old beach bars again. They're talking about another delay. They reckon it's definitely not going to be open for Easter. 2 weeks is just not enough time every year, but this year they're blaming it on the tendencies that went in. There was over 17 of them, and a lot of them were put in late for the beach bars, and with all the paperwork and mess from last time, only 13 tendencies got through. And the new minister in charge said they're trying their best to push it all through and get it open for Easter, but it's going to be the same old on the Costa Blanca or Arueda Costa. The beach bars are not going to be open for Easter again. Always seems to be the same old area, same old barrel or Arueda Costa, but in Torrevieja and all the other beach bars, other places don't seem to have any problem whatsoever. But Costa Manuel says that it's not his problem. This has all been the mess from the previous people that were running it, the previous government that was in control. So they're just clearing up their mess, and it just definitely ain't going to be ready for Holy Week. So there won't be no beach bars again Easter for the tourists when they come. And we've got the petrol as well situation. It did come down, but now it's shooting up for the 7th week in a row. The petrol's gone right up and it keeps on growing. Meanwhile, on the other end, the diesel has gone down, and it's been the same price since January. So if you've got a diesel, it's not going to be a problem. But the petrol is sneaking up. And talk about other things going on. Well, we've got a lot going on with the tax. We've got Ancelotti, the Real Madrid manager, and a lot of other famous footballers are up in court, Barcelona court, and they could go down prison for the taxes. As you know, Spain do clamp down a lot on their taxes in Spain. So these high-profile footballers and Ancelotti could be facing a long term in jail for defrauding the tax man. And we're not talking about a couple of quid here, we're talking about a few £1 million. I did mention before, but it's definite now, 10% they reckon an increase on Ryanair flights. Ryanair's Europe's largest budget airline. So if you do use them in the summer, the airfares are going to increase by 10%, and they're saying this is due to Boeing delay with their aeroplanes. They reckon what is happening is the CEO, Michael O'Leary, that is had to cut a lot of summer schedules because of this, and he's going to lose a few quid. You need to get in and book your flights now, because they're coming up with all sorts of excuses every day. And talk about flights, planes and destinations, well, this got another crazy one, especially for the Spanish islands. We've got Mallorca, and you're going to like this one. This one involves money again, another fine. So the mayor on Playa de Palma in Mallorca has decided he's fed up with all these lager louts and the tourists drinking on the streets and loud behaviour, and they're going to start clamping right down on these people, and they're going to start fining them €3,000. They're also threatening to ban the Brits or these rowdy people if they do get caught with this kind of behaviour, drink and causing trouble on these islands in Mallorca and Tenerife. They're talking about banning them at all from entering these islands again. And on top of that, they're even going to be getting tougher, because next year they're coming in with even more tougher rules. Sounds like they're really getting fed up with all these drunken louts, and they always seem to be mentioning the Brits, and we're not the only tourists that seem to be going to these islands. But they're saying they want to clean it all up, all this kind of tourist behaviour, and that's why they did clamp down on these all-inclusive drinks in these hotels on these islands. And they're really want to clean up their act. Last month Seville followed as well in the footsteps of Malaga by putting a stop to rowdy hen parties and stag parties and all sorts. So yeah, all this walking on the street half naked, underwear and clothes, they're really putting their money where their mouth is, and they're going to start fining people. That's more lobbies, more politics, more money. That's what it's all about, yeah? Money, fines. What else has been happening in the news? Well, they're trying to encourage the Spanish to start drinking tap water. They've got a massive campaign at the moment all over, and one of the campaign spots is in Murcia, right outside the English and Quarters. They've got a big sort of monument of a tap, and they're trying to promote us to drink more tap water because they reckon it's more healthy. Now, I don't know about you, but we definitely got a filter, because it definitely got a chloride taste to the water in Spain. Unlike in England, the water out here does taste awful, especially in a cup of coffee. So yeah, I personally wouldn't be drinking tap water because of this more healthy campaign that's going on all over the place. Unless they're doing something special and they're going to start cleaning their act up and giving us proper quality water to drink. Let us know what you think of this drinking that tap water in Spain, more healthy. By the way, if you like the video, don't forget to give us a subscribe, and you'll be notified with all the news updates that will be coming along. And if you like to support the video, there's a description below, and it'll help me just do more videos and travel more places. We've got videos all over. We was at Murcia the other day, so you can check the channel out. We've travelled all over Spain and be doing more videos. So if you like the support, there's a little link below. You can buy me a coffee. But meanwhile, there's more crackdowns in Spain as well. When it's La Liga, they're really getting fed up with all this pirating football, where everyone's watching football for free. And apparently now they've worked with the Spanish internet providers. Like before, they were getting the people that were providing service, where they can watch all this on a, I don't know, Fire Stick or whatever, and stream all these football games in La Liga. And the Spanish court says they've had enough. They're not just going to do the people that are actually selling it, they're actually going to start getting the people that are actually watching it now, the users. And they reckon these internet companies have got this special tool, and they can detect who's watching it, and they'll all be getting letters in the post within the next few days, so they reckon in the paper. But they're definitely going to clamp down. They've been trying to do this all over, in England, everywhere. But it just seems everyone have got these streaming Fire Sticks nowadays. The companies are just charging too much, I think if they was a bit more reasonable with their prices, I think people wouldn't mind paying for the full service. So yeah, they're going to be passing on everyone's IP address, and you'll all be getting letters very soon. Absolutely beautiful today, 11 o'clock, and this is it. Everyone's out living a dream. You can't do this in many places of the world. We're definitely having it really good this winter, that's for sure. Like I mentioned, 360 days of sunshine a year, and we've got them all out. We've even got the petankas out, having a little game of petankas. And it seems to be splashing out a little bit as well, down in St Avia, down on the Mar Menor. They reckon they've got these life-size statues, real life, and boy fishing. They're all going to be planted along in St Avia, down on Mar Menor. And if you've never been down there, I highly recommend it. That's a lovely little place down on the Mar Menor. You've got the La Manga Strip as well, and the resort. So the statue of El Nino Pescado is going to be there very, very soon. And it's all to do, well, it's been commissioned from the Calispar artist Manuel Pierres, and it's all to pay tribute to the men and women of the place dedicated for their lives at sea. 80 kilos this statue, and it's various kinds of moulds and finished off with a nice bit of bronze. I bet that wasn't cheap. Bet them oranges are though. And yeah, we'll get back to fines, because there's a Torre Pacheco company has been fined millions of pounds for actually dumping contaminated water. Apparently it can fill up 767 Olympic swimming pools, and it's been going on for a while, so they've got an hefty fine. So yeah, polluting the environment. This was going on for about 4 years, from 2012 to 2016. So it weren't just a couple of months, it was years. Hence the hefty fine. Just come right at the far end of Torrevieja Harbour, all the way along past Playa de Cura beach. So we're just going to carry on walking around up towards Playa Los Locos beach on this lovely morning. And the property prices, I did say they started going up and up, and getting a lot of people buying. It was mainly the new houses, but it seems the second-hand houses, second-hand are flying at the moment. I reckon this is all to do with the low interest rate in Spain, and that's why that started to kick off. But it wasn't just the Brits they were relying on to buy over here. It seems all the Scandinavians, the Norwegians. Obviously it's this warm climate that's bringing them all here. I reckon it's just over 2,000 euros a square metre, this increase, which is a 7.2% up on last year this time. So they're definitely going up, that's for sure. Absolutely lovely, isn't it, eh? On the list of the ones that were rising was up in Madrid, Canary Islands and Murcia were one of the main big increases they've seen on the property increase. But overall it was all over really. They all had increases. It was just Madrid and Murcia, because they were the main ones that see the significant move. Look at this restaurant here, look at that. It's just after 11 in the morning and already got a good trade going on. If you've never done this walk, it's quite a nice walk actually, around Torrevieja all the way up to Playa Los Locos, and then if you wanted to keep going even further, you'd be in La Mata. So we need to get over to Spain and buy a property, because there's so much to see. Some beautiful towns, and also they've just discovered here Roman remains from the Civil War. 2 different remains in Alicante building. And one of these archaeological sites is now going to be transformed into a tourist destination. We can all have a look. One of these hidden tunnels were dated back to the Civil War. So yeah, they're all pretty excited about this, and they can't wait to get it all open so everyone can go and have a look. And the other one that was discovered, it was in the neighbourhood of Benassar, and yeah, lots of other Romanian things were discovered there as well. A series of Roman remains, the 6th or 7th centuries period of markings of the transformation of the ancient ages to the Middle Ages. And the experts believe that the buildings could have been erected during the time frame 1,500 years old. Also found anti-aircraft air raid shelter there as well, and they reckon this is all going to be open in the next few weeks for the public to see. So we've had so much go along in the news lately. I did mention about the supermarkets getting fined, some of the big supermarkets as well, when the government scrapped the VAT on essential items, everyday items like the bread and the milk and all things like that which people need. The government slashed that for the supermarkets to pass the cost on, but the supermarkets never done this. Only Mercadona are obliged by this rule, so all the others are going to be getting caught with big hefty fines, more fines for these people that didn't pass the reduction on to the customer. We've got the electric bill I mentioned as well. Your utility bills, the government reduced all the VAT on that right down when it was all going through the roof with the high electric prices. But when it's all come back down now slowly, and they've decided to put it back up, so you probably all just noticed now all your utility bills are back up to the highest tax rate. So your bill's going to be a bit higher this month. But they did say that if it did start getting out of hand again, the electric costs, they will consider reducing VAT back again. But at the moment, it's back to where it was. We're paying top VAT on our bills. So I mentioned to you as well about this new ETS visa coming out as well next year. This is for people travelling here. They've got to fill this out online. It takes about 20 minutes, €7, just so they know who's coming in the country and they can check that you're not overstaying. This only applies to non-EU citizens. If you're a resident of Spain or in Europe, you won't need to do this. As a lot of you know, they already do this in America, and now they're forcing it in Europe. Absolutely beautiful here, isn't it, eh? This is Playa Locos Beach. Lots of nice bars just along the front. You've got bars around the side, and lots of people out and about, and there's a lovely bar right at the end now up towards La Meta direction. So that's the little roundup this week of what's been happening in Spain. Don't forget, if you subscribe, you'll be notified of the next roundup, and let us know what you think about this healthy drinking water, drinking out the tap in Spain, and these new barbaric rules they keep bringing in now, banning people from entering these islands, the Balearic Islands and the Canary Islands, if they are a bit rowdy. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about all this, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out my next link up there.